Welcome to the ESPN FC 100, our list of the best players and managers in the world. We've broken down the players position by position to produce the most authoritative and comprehensive list yet. Well, let's talk wingers now, some of the most exciting players in the game. Not that everybody uses them, of course. And there at number 2, I'm going to hone in on that first of all, Leroy Sane of Manchester City, but in the World Cup, not of Germany. Was that the biggest selection howler of the entire summer?
Yeah, I mean, I think he proved that he was a mistake for Jogi Löw, the way Germany performed. However, I think we need to look beyond just the talent that Leroy Sane has. I think Jogi Löw and a lot of people in Germany know how talented he is. I think the problem was on another level. It was more of the attitude and the disciplinary maybe than just footballing-wise, because otherwise he would have gone there. So I have to say I'm a bit surprised to see him as number 2 in this list, ahead of Raheem Sterling, for example, or ahead of other players in that list. I think he's got an amazing talent and he's one for the future. I don't think he's ready yet to be called the second best winger in the world.
I think it's clear that there are some issues with his attitude. I mean, because it wasn't just the World Cup, afterwards Pep Guardiola dropped him for a while too. Yeah. So there's obviously something going on. I don't know exactly what it is.
But he was terrific during the season when they won the title, wasn't he? Ahead of the selection.
He was. I mean, we're not discussing his talent, but
you're picking 23 players, and you saw the way Germany played at the World Cup. They were crying out for somebody who could do the kind of things he was doing, to add some tempo to their work and menace.
Yeah, I mean, just some freshness as well. And that was, I think, one of the things that stood out for me about the neglected, not putting Sane in the squad, was that it was supposedly because he didn't suit the kind of sort of winger that Jogi Löw wanted. It's like, well, it's up to the manager, I think, to adapt for a player of that talent. And as you say, Ian, that created so much of a stir because of how well he played for City that season. So
yeah, it's so Sadio Mane of Liverpool, number 1, a goal-scoring winger. You'd always want him in your team, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he can score, he can assist goals, he makes so many differences. He's got that pace. His work rate is brilliant. Klopp has made him such an amazing player. He went to the World Cup as well and did well at the World Cup, even if he finished, with a heartbreak the way Senegal were knocked out. But yeah, I think for me, he deserves to be there. I've got an issue with Willian, sorry Joao, at number 6. I don't understand who on earth could have voted for Willian and put him that high. It was you, yeah, and all your family and all your Brazilians counterpart. But
no, I wouldn't totally disagree with you. Perhaps if I did put him on the list, I would have him much lower down. I think he is a great player, and he worked. Towards the end of last season, he played well enough to win back a place for the Brazilian squad in the main team, but he didn't play well at the World Cup. Douglas Costa was edging him out of the team. But he's a strange one, because I think he's actually quite consistent for Chelsea over the last few years, but he does get a lot of
we didn't get on with Conte, did he? He couldn't get in the team when Conte was there, wasn't he, in the cup final? Yeah, I mean, those two had fallen out.
Some Chelsea fans hate him. I mean, really, he gets a lot of abuse, especially on social media, and I think that's going a bit far. But
Ousmane Dembele, Jules.
That's worse. Surely that's worse than
no doubting the talent. No doubting the talent. But as Didier Deschamps has said, the attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a fair few people on this list who are not automatic picks for their team.
Yeah, and who has issues with attitude as well. Who've fallen out with managers or national team head coach. We talked about Willian and Conte's problem. We talked about Sane and Jogi Löw, Dembele, like James said rightly, and Deschamps as well. It's maybe when so much happened to you so young and all that fame and money and success, etc. Maybe you struggle a bit to cope with it. But
Sterling going the other way though.
Sterling,
People used to criticise his attitude, but he deserves to be there. Perhaps, like you were saying, even above Sane, maybe for how much he's been playing in the team.
And then it looks like Manchester City are going to keep him for the foreseeable future too, on a new deal as well. My number 1, and this might be controversial, would be Perisic on 2018 form. Scored in the semi-final and the final, was one of the reasons Croatia made it so far. And I think that's one of the thinner lists we've got, and I think he might be deserving number 1 on this year's form, underlined.
I would maybe quibble with that, Ian, in that I think Lorenzo Insigne, now playing as a centre-forward for Napoli under Carlo Ancelotti, best start to the season. Okay, he's Italian, didn't go to the World Cup, we didn't get to see him there. But he could evolve into the kind of player that Totti was towards the end of his career. And I think you look at how well he performed against Liverpool. He always turns up on big Champions League nights. Insigne, for me, deserves to be higher up, as does Marco Reus. Reus, now playing back under Lucien Favre, who had him at Gladbach, he has probably been the best German player this season, I would say. So you look at Douglas Costa as well, down there on 10, unplayable in Serie A in the second half of last season. Absolutely incredible for pace, ability to go past players. Hasn't started this season well, but I would definitely maybe be making a case for Insigne and Reus to be higher than 7th and 9th.
So lots of debates,
We need a reshuffle
as
of this
always.
list, I think.
A reshuffle of the list. Yeah, there might be a controversial reshuffle of the list here. And for more on the ESPN FC 100s, look right here.